Welcome to The Metal Block. Guest interviews, top 10s, top 20s, album reviews, and more. Now here is your host, Eric.
Yeah, man, I stole all your Glamour Punk groupies there. What's up? Mickey Lord is back on the Metal Block.
How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing all right, brother. How you been since the last time we checked in? What was that, like last year sometime? It was like winter of, has it been a year since you've been on, I think? Or was it earlier in the year, I think, huh?
Yeah, I think
early of 2024, because you guys had that show.
March or April, I don't know. It was still, yeah.
It's fucking crazy how fucking this time goes by, man. Shit.
Yeah.
The older we get, the faster it moves. Yeah. So what's been going on, brother?
Well, we had obviously a great year because of the Union show. I mean, this was beyond anything we could have ever imagined.
And we're talking about last year's show at the Viper Room, right? It was at the Viper, and you guys played with it was Glamour Punks.
24.
Yep. And
we flied out, like we played 14 songs in 40 minutes.
Yeah. 14. Yeah. Okay. How long are you? What's the longest song you guys have? About, I would say 3-4 minutes, maybe standard.
Oh, I would say 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah. You could easily fit quite a bit in that. And
at first, it was like we were given 40 minutes, and I said, I'm not showing up for 40 minutes. Then we got up to 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But then the rule was like 45 minutes, and then we pulled it up in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But I have one word to say about how the performance went, and my word is, actually it's 3 words. It's fly, T, hooker.
Oh, hell yeah. Drummer, right?
Fly T Hooker.
Let's get a picture of that guy, man.
Yes. I want the world to see this guy. This is the
he looks like an actor I've seen before. I can't think of the name of the guy, but yeah.
It's the best drummer of the fucking world. I wouldn't play with. I mean, he's the one I started the band with Mandy.
Yeah. And
he delivered a flawless performance. I mean, I've watched a video of the show that was shot by Rob Diaz, and he delivered a flawless performance. And that's the thing about us. What was really interesting is we don't care if we fuck up live.
Yeah.
Listens there and there. But God forbid, if we do miss a cue or a break or end of song in rehearsal, we would get so pissed.
Yeah.
Towards ourselves. And Fly was the one who swore a lot on that rehearsal time. We only rehearsed for 6 hours, by the way, 2 sessions of 3 hours each.
Okay.
And personally, I thought, okay, the first time we're going to set up, we're going to be like, wow, we're together sitting in the same room.
Yeah.
That's the way it would go down. And it didn't go down like this. It went down business as usual. Like, like we had like this poorsman, attitude. Like, okay, we only have money for 3 hours. Let's set up. Let's just play. Let's not fuck around, goof up, and just work.
Knock it out.
Have the time to be like, wow, it's you again. Oh, it's us.
Now, how about so I would imagine you had to fly to LA, right? Is that where you guys rehearsed that before the show? And you spent about how many days rehearsing again?
What we did is we only, like I said, there was 2 rehearsals time. We rehearsed actually Tuesday and Wednesday prior to the show, 3 hours each. On Monday we hung out. Just Rob Diaz is filming a documentary. So that's that Monday afternoon, me, Mandy, and Fly were sitting together to do the documentary. Then later on, Ali came in the afternoon, and we had a first jam in Andy's garage. That was the Monday.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, we had 3-hour session at Amp Studio.
Oh yeah, I used to practice there. It's a nice place. Yeah.
From there, Thursday, Friday, it went straight to the show like we usually did.
Yeah.
We would rehearse back then like a couple of times, but there would be like days before we go back and play a gig, and like we did it exactly like it used to be.
Yeah. So you felt that energy with you guys, like even though you haven't been together for a long time, like you come together so you haven't seen each other for a while, you come together. Did that energy feel like right off the bat, or did it feel a little awkward at first, or was it like right off the bat, like just
no,
like picking up old times? You know?
Like it was like we left. We picked from where we left off.
Yeah.
Like really, everything was back in full circle. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I would say I'd agree with you though that the fact that on the Monday afternoon we spent the whole afternoon reconnecting, talking with each other. You know, Rob was all the time. I think it did help to just recap all the energy and the angst we felt about being in that band, and you know. So yeah, it was special. It was really.
Yeah. So then you guys hit the stage, right? And what's the fans like, or what's the fan like? Obviously, you get out there. Was it because it was sold out, right? It was a sold out show.
Yes, it was a sold.
Yeah. And then imagine by the time you guys went on, it just probably felt like fire, right?
Yes. Well, the formula was like, you know, you got 5 spots, you know, the 8 o'clock, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah.
We were the 9 o'clock spot. So Max was on, we went on. But by the time we went on, the club was packed.
Okay.
Like packed.
Yeah.
And then it went so fast. It went so quick, Eric. I can't even begin to tell you.
Yeah.
Like that's why on YouTube, the show that Rob filmed with his phone, he filmed the whole set. I have to rewatch it like over because I don't remember because it went too quick.
Yeah. When you watch yourself back, do you like what you see, or are you someone like me? Sometimes I'll be like, oh man, this kind of should have done that or whatever. Like
the first months following the show, I was very critical. I thought I sucked. I mean, like the whole, and then I let it sink in, and also Mandy telling me, Mandy is being a sound guy, merch guy in the movie industry. Like he said, don't let the phone quality, you know, fool you or anything. Like it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
And from there, you know, and
did you guys do a pro shot though? Like you know, sometimes the club will pro shoot it for you, or you guys have a pro shoot? Did you guys do that? Okay.
Yes, Rob hired a camera guy.
Cool.
That evening, and then he got everything on.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's part of the documentary in the making.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So yes, and then we had like people who had great cell qualities, and then they post some of them on the YouTube.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you guys got a fan base that goes back to when you guys started, you know, in the '90s or whatever, maybe late '80s and stuff. And I would imagine, you know, you saw a lot of those older fans out there in the crowd. I would imagine you see them bringing any of their kids, and the kids are getting into you guys too, or what?
Well, a couple of things. The night of that show, all our female friends, front row, screaming. I mean, our friends are now, we're in the 50s, you know what I mean? It's they've been doing for all these years, and it was wild. Like they were screaming the same. Everybody just lost their cool. It was just nuts, just like back then.
Yeah,
it was exactly like back then, and honestly, it felt like a No Bozo jam.
Yeah, yeah, I remember those, man.
Real quick, play, unplug, go, leave. Like it felt like that.
Yeah. Were you guys considered like the headliner, or were you guys like co-headlining with like Blackboard Jungle or somebody or whoever was on that bill?
Well, and it's a good question, Eric. I'm glad you asked that one, because here's what happened. You got Maximus, then he was us, then he was Swinging Thing, and Black Veil. There was I'm so sorry, I have a blank. They're gonna, but I'll. Blacklist Union. Okay.
Oh yeah, I just saw those guys. They rolled into town about a month ago. I saw them. I didn't know Robbie Black was the drummer and the Little D was the guitar player, and I got to talk to him after stage. And I was like, hey, it's just like catching up with old times.
They're such a great band. Seriously, they were.
Yeah. They tore it up.
What happened when we got on? Like I said, at 9, the club was packed. Then when we got off the stage, around 60 people left the club.
Damn, yeah.
The swing thing, they were not very happy about it. I part of that. So what happened is, see, for the 2020 for that last year show, we confirmed in February for June.
Yeah.
Well, this past December, production called Manny to say, you guys need to confirm now.
Yeah.
For Blackboard Jungle next year.
Okay.
In the supporting act.
So in other words, you guys are going before Blackboard instead of someone else, like Swinging Thing or whatever. Yeah.
They said you need to confirm right away 6 months in advance, because, and also we were told that people need to save up their money so they can go fly out there, because that's with that build an event every year. People fly in for that.
You guys get people from like Japan flying in and like Europe probably. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a bit like I say, it's like a high school reunion kind of thing. But some people are gonna next year. I know some people are gonna come out from other places.
Yeah.
And those are the two reasons why we confirmed. We confirmed because people want to be able to save the money, and they didn't want to get into that situation where, again, by the time we get off, then so right before going on right before Blackboard Jungle was the great solution. So,
and Blackboard has a pretty big following as well, right? Like, I mean, I imagine those guys, I think they do that every year, right? They get together and then they've always had so they don't have to worry about fans leaving before them, right? And then all of a sudden, well, we're mad at the Glamour Punks now. There, you guys have to headline next year or the year after.
We're supporting act, so But I let myself be a fan that night. I got off the stage and I went to check out Swinging Thing, and it was great to see them. They like that.
Yeah.
All the songs, and they look good and they sounded good.
Yeah.
And went to when Blackboard came on, and I Dave Zink and I are really close, so I went to play the fan. Like I stood right in front of them, and I watched him play. And at one point he dropped a guitar pick, and I snagged it.
Oh yeah. So the fan in you, the fanboy, right?
These guys are just it's very talented guys. Perfected their craft over the years. They have nothing to prove to anyone. They're just they fucking rule, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's when you get to that point in life where it's just like, you're not trying to get the big giant record deal and play the arenas. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You got your legacy that you built, and you just do what you do and do what you do best, and go from there. Yeah. That's why I think it's amazing that Glamour Punks, can disappear for a while, and then when they come back, it's just you still got that big fan base, and then you guys are like you said, pick it up like as if you never left, the energy's there.
One thing I want to point out is because I opened a Mickey Lord Facebook page, I got into a lot of great new friends, and I'm not, when I say friends, I mean friends, not just people page or whatever. Like now I can do a shout out, to real quick, to Rafael in Poland, to Valia in Greece,
nice,
to, many people, Alice in Florida, Jackie in Texas, Erica in Nevada, and in California, Oliver and Ollie. And
which you guys better be watching right now. He's giving you that shout out.
Boston. I mean, lots of cool people.
Yeah.
Where we really got to, and then obviously the team we worked with, and the production. Like, how could I not forget about talking about Jamie.
Yeah.
You know, and Tony at the club, at the Viper Room, and great people, and rekindle like new friendships, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, that's it's a legendary club, legendary spot, legendary bands. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with that shit.
Yeah, I couldn't ask anything better than that, you know.
So then, what happens after a Glamour Punk show? Do you obviously back in the day it was all about okay, we're done playing, let's go party and have a good time. Now what do you guys do? You just kind of go. Do you go back to your bus? You meet with the fans? You do like a meet and greet? Do you guys do that? Where you charge for a meet and greet, or do you just go and hang out after the
show? The next show for this year's show, I mean, on June 7th, 2020, I am going to organize a meet and greet.
Yeah.
It's going to be me.
Okay, cool.
It's not because the other guys, everybody's going to be able to meet the other guys. There's no problem, okay? But I'm going to organize a specific meet and greet.
Yeah.
Because some people want to, spend some time. They want to talk to me. They want to get pictures, whatever. And I'm not going to do that. But this year's show is going to be different. Like we're going to be a lot more seen after the show.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to plug in the best drummer in the world.
Yeah.
Now that you've seen his pictures, I did a post on what he looks like. And the reason why I'm so adamant about it is because last year's show, Fly delivered a thunderous fucking performance, okay?
Yeah.
He was fucking on the ball. He was on the pocket and everything. Then we got backstage right after the show, and we were like, wow, dude, it was great and stuff.
Yeah.
And some of our old friends from other bands, I won't name anybody because I don't want, start trouble.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Two guys came in backstage, hey, Mickey, what's up? Great, blah, blah, where's Fly? I'm like, dude, I'm sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
Twice in a row, and it was embarrassing. Not for me or not for Fly. It was embarrassing for these guys.
Yeah.
And Fly doesn't want all this, attention. Yeah. He just, Fly, you just want to be the, dude. Yeah. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. And he's a great player. He's a professional, and he's fucking, that's the thing. And but as far as meeting with the people, anyways, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna organize some sort of meet and greet, and then if you guys want to step in,
will this be like a lot of bands when they do the meet and greets, they charge an extra like it's a package, like a VIP package or whatever. Do you plan on doing that, or is it just gonna be like special meet and greet with just you and okay, cool.
Well, first of all, I'm the right. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the spokesperson of the band. So if people want to, talk to me about band stuff or band business, then it's okay.
You're the guy. Yeah.
So, but I did talk about having a meet and greet, not like a free. It's going to be like hanging out, out. Probably we're going to do it in the merch room in the basement.
Okay, cool.
A part of the club. That's probably going to happen.
How many people does that place hold? Do you think about 1,000 or so, or a little bit?
No. It's a small club. It holds. You know what? I can't advance numbers because I'm not. But I close. 250 for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking because I know the whiskey's like in there like 500 to maybe or more. But then I always thought the Viper. I was thinking the Viper room was about almost the same size, but maybe the coconut teaser size or something, or maybe bigger.
No, I would say between the coconut teaser and the whiskey.
Yeah, I played there once, but it was before it was the Viper room. It was called Continental or some kind of weird name.
It was called the Central before.
The Central, that's what it was. Yeah.
I played there when it was the Central.
Yeah, so we did like 2 or 3 shows there before that.
But the way they redesigned the club, it looks bigger, and a whole lot of people, like 250 for sure.
Yeah.
So, and
you guys should do a thing where you just take over the strip and just play like all the clubs there, like the Whiskey, the Roxy, the Troubadour, just like do like a full month, like a tour, but touring just those clubs.
I'd love to do that.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure that the people are gonna show up.
Yeah, it's all about the market of the bookers, and if they're open to.
Yeah.
And then the people show up that many times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame now.
Yeah.
You know, when you want to produce, you have to. It's very micro-centered. Yeah, you have to be have your own people and. And so now we're gonna stick with the. We're gonna stick with the event. We don't want to deal with like. Business.
Sure. Especially when you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. But what I can say though is, I mean, if you want to see, here's your chance. I mean, with all the fans out there who couldn't make it last year, this is your chance this year to see, the band with the original members. Like, we're gonna do a very meaningful thing.
Yeah.
And greet. We're gonna introduce a couple of other new songs.
Okay.
So.
What was the name of the new song you guys did last time?
We introduced "Rest in Power."
Rest in Power. That's what it was. I was trying to find that.
Which was great. I mean, it just sounded good, and people were singing the chorus. I mean, that's good old times, man. It was just crazy. So, "Rest in Power." I know I've heard a draft of "Doing Damage."
Okay.
And that song is gonna fucking rip too.
Nice. And
me and Mandy start working on the song. It's gonna be called "Idiocracy."
Okay.
So that's
the title says it all, right?
that I can guarantee these 3 songs are probably gonna make it into the this year's set.
Okay. Now, is that a hint that there's maybe an EP or a full album in the works that you guys might eventually get together and just sort of put out some actual music as far as for people to hold in their hands or stream digitally?
People, of course, there's always the link to Demon Doll Records if people want to buy, the 2 official CDs.
Yeah.
The Can't Fake That Punk and the One Sick Posse. These are like the best to have.
Yeah, I got one of them. I think I got the One Sick Posse one recently.
But again, the content of these 2 CDs are on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what they do with I don't know how they do the mastering, but our sounding demo sound decent on Spotify.
Yeah. They do something. They do something with the compressing of it or something that makes it sound.
It's like wow.
Yeah.
But yes, we are. I can just disclose that part. Thinking we're gonna record the classics with today's guys.
And just going to re-record. A lot of bands are starting to do that now, which is really cool. Like Udo from Accept is going to re-record Balls to the Wall, which I'm looking forward to hearing that.
That's great.
Yeah. So
that's great.
What happened with you guys? So the original members: Fly T Hooker, Mandy Punk, you, and then you just got obviously the bass player, which is you used Ali live, right? So
Ali Useless now is an official member.
Oh yeah, okay, here we go.
I announced that, and I mean, Ali played with Mandy, on different projects after the Glamour Punks. Yeah,
there's Ali right there, the man, myth, the legend.
And we couldn't have anybody fill in, Onyx shoes. Ali played the bass on One Sick Posse.
Yeah.
Some of it. And I'll tell you why I came about to say, okay, now it's time to tell everybody Ali is an official member. He's a new team.
Yeah.
It's because, simple fact, that's because we became good friends.
Yeah, you get along really well. That's the key right there.
Like when we met, I remember when we talked in the first interview. When we met, I said, Ali, all that matters is we get along. I don't care about you can. I know you can deliver the goods. I know you can kick ass on stage. I know you have a bad you have this badass reputation that we need. Playing. I want us to fucking gel and become friends, and we did.
Yeah.
And he has proven to be professional, and also come up with great parts. But he's been consistent with the communications with me.
Mm-hmm.
Me He will text me. He will, he will always come in at the right time. And that's one of the reasons that's what, before I decided, okay, let's announce this. I called up Mandy. I said, Mandy, let's tell let's tell everyone.
Let's tell the world. Yeah.
Well, in my mind, he was already an official member. Well, thanks for telling me. 6 months later, anyways, it was fun. So,
did you have other people trying out or calling this, or maybe hinting around like, hey, I'd like to play with you guys, or did you have anybody else in mind, or like if Ali didn't work out?
No.
Yeah. Ali and I, we go way back. He's always been super crazy, but the one thing I can say about him, aside from his real crazy badass attitude and reputation, is that he's always been a phenomenal musician. I mean, he's played bass with a lot of different bands. He'd always fit that whatever band he's in, he could play it. And we even did some covers. We had a cover band together and did that for a little bit. And he knew every song that we'd be playing and shit. So it's like,
he's cool.
Dude.
I mean, he's a good bass player.
Yeah.
Pocket, and he's also a great writer. He writes great parts.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then he took his task like seriously. Like he understood for the show we did, the reunion show. Like he understood that, okay, the 3 original guys are going to be in the room, and I just know Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he knew Fly too, project, but like he knew like this was a special thing, and he knew that it had to work out. There was
it was do or die. Right.
And I think he just sat on it. And honestly, also we spent a couple of days at Mandy's house.
Yeah. Like
he stayed with me and Mandy a couple of days, so that helped me get to know him and everything. But now I'm glad to say, we're a complete band. So
nice. Yeah. Here's a picture of you from playing live. Huh?
Hey, this is a guitar. This is me with the log.
The log, yes. Explain the log.
The log. So I'll start with the log.
Okay.
The guitar I really wanted to have for that specific show in that last year.
Yeah.
To have like a solid Strat body, but with the bulk of a Telecaster.
Mm-hmm.
It'll pick up a Strat neck, fast.
Is that it or no? That's not the. That's the log right there.
That's the log right there.
Yeah. So
it sounds really heavy. It weighs, I think, 8 or 9 pounds. I mean, it's a bad mother. And nice. One humbucker. Kill switch and 1 volume, and that's it.
Yeah. Simple.
Gibson bridge. Also, you see the log thing, but with a Gibson bridge.
Yeah. I like simple stuff like that too. I have my Jackson, which has a Ford Royce too, and locking that, and it's just so complex to change the strings on it. I have to take it into the music store to get the strings changed, and I just like, I always like the simple, just plug in and play.
Yeah.
And as long as it sounds good, feels good, that's all that matters.
Yeah, but then what I want to do is I want to do a log swap. We're going to call this.
Okay.
So this is a call to. This is very kind of restricted to the people who live in the greater Hollywood area, because the log now is in Mandy's house.
Okay.
That log, and he lives in Granada Hills.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to be able to swap that guitar for a Jackson Randy Rhoads.
Okay.
So
is that this right here, like this one?
Yeah. There are King V like that, or a Randy Rhoads like the black one.
Yeah.
And the reason is, it could be trem or non-trem. That doesn't matter. But the reason, there's 2 reasons for that. I need a more. It's a really bad sounding guitar. But I need something a little bit more ergonomic for the next show.
Yeah.
And it's been my dream to play with a Flying V on stage forever.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I regret in my whole career. I never played on stage with a flying V, and I should have a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked the way they looked. It was always hard to like play with it. Like we were at home, just want to jam on a guitar. They're hard to hold, but just to have it on stage and have the way they look has always been cool. And but I never got one. It's like always I played them, but I never got one for my own.
Oh,
yeah.
Randy Rhoads or King V's are just a fun.
Yeah. Are you a tremolo guy? Do you like tremolo, or you better without it, or good without it, or hit or miss?
Since I customize my guitars, I can if someone trades me for a trem, I'll make it bridge or tail if I want.
Yeah. I was never a tremolo guy until I got that Jackson, and now it's like it's all I play with. It's just so fun to do different things and different sounds. And now when I play guitar without one, I feel awkward because I want to hit that tremolo.
Well, those Floyd Rose, they do a great job.
Yeah, the floating one where like you can just bend it every other way.
Instead of floating, you can pretty much pull everything, out of it, and it's great. Once you start, also where to find the right harmonics and just
that's what I do. I have fun with that. It sounds like a horse. Like
exactly. So the second reason is that the person who's going to end up having the log, is going to have a sort of a value item, to hold on to, and I'll tell you why. Because I've talked to someone. I cannot, there's things I can't disclose, but this is one of them.
Yeah.
There's a guy in 4 years, I could say 4 years span.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to open a Sunset Strip museum.
Oh, nice.
In Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And the person I spoke to who's behind all that thing, at one point is going to want to buy, official items, guitars, that belong to one of the most iconic bands in the 80s. It's going to be an 80s Sunset Strip, Hollywood Sunset Strip museum.
Yeah. And so they're gonna want the original Glamour Punk stuff, and all those other bands are around that time, Creature,
We have a contact who has all. Just for an example, just give you an example. We have a contact, someone who has Dizzy's leather jacket, Dizzy's bass, Dizzy's. Some Dizzy stuff is somewhere very in a secure place.
Yeah.
Okay? But the one who's going to have that log, because there's pictures to prove that I played on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have a certain value when somebody will want to have.
Because you're playing it there, right?
Yeah. For that museum. So I'm giving an opportunity to someone, to have something valuable. Now,
is this like a contest you're going to do as far as what you're getting?
It's actually the first person, like I said, who lives in the greater Hollywood or LA area.
Yeah.
That's able to go to Granada Hills to make a straight swap at Manny is the one who's going to win.
Yeah. What's the brand of the log? What brand is?
Or King V, and it has to be an X series. I cannot have like some entry level guitar. It has to be like a Road.
Yeah.
Or X series or Road series. It has to be two, and then straight swap, no questions asked, and then that's gonna hold something somehow.
Maybe my Jackson's an X series. I believe it's the Adrian Smith X series. Yeah.
But you have the Adrian Smith.
Yeah. It's a Strat.
The guitar, I've been like, dude.
Yeah, got it right here.
He came up with this great, setup with
emerald green. Yeah.
The Strat headstock.
Yeah.
That model, I love that model.
Yeah, I bought this with the stimulus check in COVID. When Trump issued that first one, I was like, okay, I got to get me an Adrian Smith guitar with it, because I would have never bought it without that. Because I never really spent over $200 on a guitar.
I think the Adrian Smith would be, if I was to go on a Guitar Galore again, Adrian Smith would be.
Yeah. It feels so good too. It's just so smooth.
So smooth. Strat body, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. And so how did you come up with the name The Log for this guitar?
Because it's so.
Because it's like a log, right? So.
That body very heavy.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's got the thickness of a Telecaster, but it's a Strat body.
Nice.
And that sounds really, really fucking badass.
Yeah. Now, earlier you kind of alluded a little bit to a Glamour Punks documentary. What is that all about?
Okay. Rob is putting together a documentary on the band, and I guess the end result would be that we come up with an interesting piece of, you know, historic film about the band that a distributor would want to have it.
Yeah.
But what the idea is to recapture the impact, I guess, the band had on the last trip of the, you know, 88 till 92, because that's we're in that area, and why it became important, why we stood out. You know, context of, you know, the end of the 80s, everybody wants to get signed, everybody wants to, you know, sell their mother to get a record deal, and we were the total opposite.
Yeah.
So and then also because he shot a lot of stuff way back, you know, so he's got like historical parts.
So he's got a lot of archive stuff as far as
and also like explaining how the reunion show came about and the impact it had. So that's pretty much, you know, and then like that you have like interviews, you have like us talking, you know, when we got together. There's a lot of stuff.
Now, before the reunion show, like the first reunion show, was Glamour Punks like defunct or whatever? Like, did it just like, was there a period when Glamour Punks was no more, and then all of a sudden you guys came back? Like, what was the year span between that when Glamour Punks, if they did end? Or
my understanding is that when Dizzy passed away, God bless his soul, when he passed away, Mandy felt, you know, like, okay, everything has to do with Glamour Punks pretty much died. Let it rest for a couple of years. Then Blackboard Jungle starting to have these built-in reunion shows every June 1st of every year. So he played, you know, and then he started little by little. He did some Glamour Punks reunions, but he would use, you know, certain players. He had Jamie on bass on one year. He would use other players. Baz also played, but nothing like what we did last year. It was just people. It was people show up just to hear the music. It was really about, you know. And Mandy also has his own band, the Old Man Crawford thing. He has going on, and then he would play like that every 3-4 years, you know, but nothing as elaborate or clear cut.
As an actual like together as the Glamour Punks, right? Wow.
And there was also a matter of we could do it. We could do it that year, 2024. We were at different places in our life. We were ready to do it. I don't think it would have worked before that because we were at a different place in our personal lives. And I don't think it could have worked out, to be honest.
You know, were
and
you the one that mostly spearheaded that reunion, or like?
I did, but I'm glad to say it because I've been about it, and I'm glad I did it. So from that point on, I mean, I'm grateful for we're going to play in 2025. But I'm well aware that we're not a touring band. But we're going to be a like I said, like a special built-in event or festival type of show.
I guess you guys doing festivals. If let's just say hypothetically, if you guys toured, what band like that's out now, like a modern rock band or metal band or whatever, punk band, do you think you guys would fit on the bill with if you guys were to go out? Like, you know, because like, you know, obviously there's a lot of new bands out there, like, you know,
It's fun. It's funny because did you hear about well, maybe you didn't, maybe you did. Did you hear that Guns N' Roses is going on next year on tour with the Sex Pistols as opening act?
Who Guns N' Roses is?
Yeah.
Wow, no, I didn't hear about that.
Well, there's some 2025 dates.
Yeah.
Sex Pistols are going to open for them.
So Sex Pistols has obviously the guitar player, the original guy. I don't know why his name is escaping me, but Phil Hyden.
Original, like Steve Jones is there.
Steve Jones is there.
There. Glenn Matlock is there. They have Frank Carter.
That's a singer, right?
Yeah, and he delivers the good, man.
Yeah, so, I did see a clip of the different singer. I thought, he sounds fucking badass.
He rips, man, and that's what all that matters. And it's about the music again. Of course, the personas are very important, but it comes down to the music.
Yeah.
But question: are you referring as, let's say, some famous band wanted to take us along? Is that
Yeah, like a band that's out there touring now, is it's playing the big places or whatever.
This is far-fetched. This is completely crazy. I would like Foo Fighters to take us on tour.
Yeah, I can see you guys on that. Yeah.
Straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Or if some metal band, any metal band,
yeah. Or even Sex Pistols, if they decide to go on their own and take a tour, and then you guys would fit along with Sex Pistols, being the punk and everything.
Yeah, that would be too much for me. I couldn't handle that.
Yeah, right.
Fuck, I cannot.
Think about Foo Fighters. They sound pretty aggressive at times live. I mean yeah. I mean, I've seen some pretty aggressive stuff on them live. I mean, they're a talented band. I mean, they're a good band.
Yeah. But it's always good to to have these dreams or these
visions,
fantasies kind of thing.
Yeah, like I said, it gives you an idea like where would Glamour Punks fit today compared to where they were back then. As far as all the bands that are out these days compared to where you guys back then when you had the image, like you guys were spiked out hair and the makeup on. Obviously, if you're looking like that, I don't know if you'd fit with the Foo Fighters, but just looking down to earth, the way you look now and the way you guys look on stage at the Viper Room, I could see that totally being like a opening band for the Foo Fighters.
Realistically, I think it'd be it would have to be like a more of a hardcore.
Yeah.
Taking us.
Yeah. Maybe the Cro-Mags would be cool.
Have the money, they have the means. I mean, they would be able to ride their.
Yeah. Yep.
Their, and it wouldn't cost us so much, but
Yeah.
I think about the Deftones.
Oh yeah.
On tour with. I think about these kind of bands,
Yeah. Yeah, think like, we got our fan base, now we want your fan base. So take us out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's how you do it. Conquer the world, man.
Yeah.
Now, what about this documentary? Like, you guys are you going to be interviewing people as far as it, like, say, fans and stuff? Giving their comments. Is it going to be one of those? Obviously, documentaries. You see the people like talking about their times with the band or seeing the band for the first time, and like I have some stories I could tell. Like I just remember the impact you guys had, just being a new band in LA, and then just seeing Glamour Punk stuff everywhere, and then just seeing how people reacted when you guys got done with the show, and then there was a Glamour Punk party somewhere, and everyone would just leave the strip to go to like the Glamour Punks party. It's like,
wow.
The minute someone would say, yeah, party at Mandy's house or party at Dizzy's or whatever, it'd be just everyone would leave, and we'd all be heading over there. Listen,
Eric, thank you for saying all
kind
words. At one point, since Rob is really like the master on that boat. I think at one point we will have to sit down and carefully select important spokespeople and people that have been there. Honestly, between you and I, we cannot just pick anyone and
Yeah.
And then you say you bottle all kinds of stuff. It's something that has to be someone there, but
that made a significant impact, and
and communicators. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Other guys in the band say, well, let's interview anyone, and that could be cool too, because it would be from everybody.
Yeah, because you got like I said, you influence a lot. I've seen the influence in a lot of the bands that came out after you guys. It's like like the Peppermint Creeps and all those guys. It just they wanted that punk sound but glam look, and I think you guys were the originators of that, when it comes to just plain punk music but with the glam look.
I see it more than ever now that I look at that, like
it just baffles me how that scene never like took off, like say like I said, like when I hear about bands like Blink-182 who has music that's kind of punk and real poppy sounding, but they just don't have the image, but they have music that's similar to like some of the bands in Hollywood that we used to play with and hang out with, and I don't know, was it the songs or was it the production? And maybe because a lot of times they didn't have great production on their demos, and so like what kept them from getting that big record deal? Like,
well, we were getting a record deal.
Yeah.
Guys in the second lineup didn't want to go on with it. That's
yeah. I remember you mentioned that before. Yeah, because when you think about the bands in the '80s, like the Rats and the Motley Crues and the Van Halens, all got those big record deals, and then it seemed like the record industry just sort of ignored the era after those bands, like the Glamour Punks and the Blackboard Jungles and the Sweet Thing.
I think also after, like you said, exactly what you said, after the hardcore Motley's, Rat.
Yeah, because you guys were selling out clubs just like they were,
Like, because they were, no, you have to understand also they were high maintenance for any manageable band. They were high. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think by the end of the 80s, that's why by the end of the 80s, I think managers and record companies were a lot more careful who they would select, especially if you have guys that have, like drinking problem or drug problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something people don't think about a lot. They think, we'll just get signed and, they'll take care of everything. Like, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
To be an artist, you have to be a good enough artist to be able to be developed to full potential. But to come down to the impact the Glamour Punks had, I think, yes, we did have an impact, a lot more than we thought we would. But again, I believe that in things that are meant to be and those aren't, and we weren't meant to be a huge success, a world success, and I'm happy. I live pretty good with that.
Yeah.
I watch bands. I mean, one of the bands that I was wondering, when I started signing in the year 2000s, the Black Veil Brides.
Oh yeah.
Their looks, I was like, dude, that looks like a Dizzy's. Like, the hair and the makeup.
Yeah.
Things, and then you got the singer, in an interview, saying what is your best your top 5 hair metal bands in the 80s, and then he goes Glamour Punks.
Oh yeah. I remember I did see that clip. I was like, oh, that's cool.
And then I saw I connected the dots. This is where they. Yeah. So a lot of bands taking some of what we did visually.
Yep.
But musically.
Yeah, because they're completely different musically, I would imagine. Like, I haven't heard Black Veil Brides in a while, but I know they're definitely different musically.
Yeah. And regardless of the sound,
it's more about the attitude.
Your fingers on the instrument, the way the drums are played, and that's unique to any band.
Yeah. It's your signature, basically. I always say that about any guitar player, like your vibrato is your signature. That's like every guitar player has a vibrato. The way they, the way they land on that note, that last note in the lead or whatever.
Yeah.
And I always try to achieve my own vibrato to where it's like recognizable, and like Richie Blackmore has his.
But people think it has to do with either pickup, bridge, guitar body, the sound. No, it has to do with the fingers, your natural fingers.
Yeah.
How they think on the neck.
That's what makes that's what makes it real.
Even a straight example, like a lot of people, try to, do the Roach Motel thing, and it sounds a certain way because there's only one way to play it.
Okay.
And like. that's
just like that, right?
So if you start, okay, I'll try to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just
It's how you put. Yeah, it's the attitude. It's what you put in. It's
it's my fingers. It's nothing else. It's my fingers. The way.
Yeah.
Different picks now. I use like these huge picks.
Okay. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. I still use the thick purple ones, the Dunlaps or whatever.
No, I mean, guy, and I get guys, and I feel so complimented and so special. I have I know Dave Zink and I talk a lot about gear and stuff, and
yeah, what's you got going on gear wise?
And he always, I know how to reproduce your sound, man. I know how to do it, and tells me all this, these components and stuff. I'm like, great, awesome. I cannot,
Yeah.
And then when I play my stuff, it sounds like, it sounds like me.
Yeah.
Like he has his own sound too.
Yeah, that's when you got your own style, when you can just recognize it's you, no matter what you're playing out of. And
play from your heart. That's just whatever.
Yeah. So what kind of gear are you going to be using for this new show you got? When is the show? It's June
Saturday, June 7th, 2025.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock.
When the tickets go on sale?
Blackboard John Gold. Well, there's a Les Paul Jr. that's already there.
Yeah.
The black I used for that large show, it's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, the Flying V.
Yeah, that's on your wish list.
Yeah, I have. That's another thing. I've custom built my instrument for the past 4 years now, so I might one.
That's a trauma guitar, right? What do you call that guitar? Do you have a name for it too?
I might, and it's got the Dizzy Dots, obviously.
Yeah.
Stick one pickup. With a kill switch volume.
Mm.
So it's the Trauma 208 guitar. This one's going to be shipped over there. I'm probably going to play a couple of songs. And then maybe I'm going to do some auction shit. I don't know.
What's 208? What's the significance of 208? Is that your area code?
But I need to have guitar so I can practice at home. Like this is my go-to.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually a real Strat,
Yeah.
Fuck Strat.
Okay, cool.
I have like this one, and with the just bridge and neck pickup only.
Yeah.
And it's got a kill switch and both pickup. It's like a very special configuration. So this one I'll keep.
Yeah.
And this one, that's another, fast.
Mickey Lord. Yeah. It's like a pig nose on the front. It's supposed to be like a
fast neck. Only one pickup, fast knob. That would be it.
Yeah.
So this one, I don't know. I might give it away. I don't know.
Yeah. What is that in the middle? It's like a pig nose, right, or something? Is that supposed to?
This is a pickup.
Yeah, but what's that above it? Like it's a W, right, or something? Or
that's just a sticker.
Oh, okay. It looks like a pig nose.
It looks like a pig nose. I like it.
Yeah.
It is now.
Call it the piggy guitar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. All right. Yeah. The pig guitar.
The pig guitar. Yeah, you got the log and the pig.
There you go.
What kind of amps do you play? Like, are you a Marshall Stack guy? Are you play with? Do they have amps already there for you? Like, do you have a line?
My first pick would always be a Marshall. It doesn't have to be a stack. It could be just one.
Yeah.
I need to have that JMC, head.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I use a pedal board.
Oh yeah.
To but basically, honestly, it's the pedal board doesn't have any. I'll use the octave to do these weird solos.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe a compressor, noise gate, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, no effect whatsoever. It's
like
just,
you don't use like chorus and delay and all that stuff or anything, right?
I'm not using. I thought delay would do the trick, but I ended up sounding like shit with delay. So
yeah.
What we did is we tweaked the song around, so the sound around, so it's just your straight raw.
Is there a particular overdrive pedal you use, or like a distortion pedal that you like?
Yeah, overdrive that will drive over the natural amp.
Yeah, okay.
And that's honestly, the pedal board is all built in, so you got the overdrive, you got the octave, and compressors, noise gate. That's about it.
Nice, yeah.
And I'll run with whatever's on premises. I mean, in the Viper room, you have these high watt.
Yeah.
They sound great.
Damn. So they got everything there already.
And yeah, honestly, I was a bit arrogant because Dave, again, in his eternal kindness, says, "Why don't you plug in one of my great amps to play on?" I'm like a god.
Yeah.
And you know what? No, I'll take the piece of shit high watt that's there.
Yeah.
I'll take the high watt that's there. I'll just figure it out myself. So maybe that's offer next year. I don't know.
Yeah. I want to play a clip from that show last year. Play a couple, like maybe a minute of it, and just so everyone can see what you guys were like live at that time. Got the whole crowd singing "Video Nasty."
And let me tell you something. I thought this was the corniest song of the whole set. I said, playing this.
Yeah.
And I always thought, oh
yeah.
See, I don't even play. I don't even know how to play. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but that song happened to be it was the most popular song of the set we played that night.
Yeah. I could tell
people lost it when we played that song.
Yeah. You got a good stage presence too, so I can see everyone's just like, I can see Ali. You're banging your head and looking at the crowd. That's the thing. You always want to get that interaction with the crowd. I always tell people, like, when you're on stage, man, you got to connect with the crowd, because I used to have guys that would like turn their back to the drum set. I'd have to kick them in the butt, like, no, turn around. Look at the crowd. Well, even if there's 3 people in the crowd, you got to pretend there's like 1,000.
That's correct. And all the guys in our band, all the guys in the band, we all come from that school where you play for 3 or 3,000 or 30,000. It's and Mandy obviously has mastered, the art of having a crowd drop hand.
Mm-hmm.
I just command. I mean, it was amazing. I couldn't, it was like crazy. And then Ali fucking kicking ass.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that he's really tall. I mean, it's
tall, lanky. Yep, the big old. He still has the dreads, like he's always had those. Yeah, he used to have just regular braids, but it looks like his dreads now. Like,
yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, as soon as I get on stage, I become a totally different monster.
Yeah.
Like, all the anger, all the angst, it comes out on stage. People are is that? Oh, that's something else. Yeah. Because I watched the show again over.
Mm-hmm.
I had last Christmas. I had my family here, and their friends. I had my kids. They're grown-up kids, and they bring their friend. And when they say, "Look what my dad does," and we put on the Glamour Punks thing, that people, my kids' friends are like, that's your dad?
Yeah.
But my son pointed out something. My son was watching it for the very first time.
Yeah.
Not really into that kind of stuff. It's okay, but for Christmas we had we put the Glamour Punks show, the Rob's version, and then my son, after 4 or 5 songs, says, he said, "Is that really you, Dad?" And so I'll tell you what he says, "You're so calm when you're not doing person," and people are really surprised. You know, especially women, they think because I'm like crazy on stage, oh, I'm not gonna go out with this guy.
Yeah.
Fucking losing. They snooze and they fucking lose because I'm very. No, I'm just kidding, but this is part of the truth. But you know, like I've learned to be, you know, who I am. I like the calm. I'm an introvert. I need the retrieving. I need to honest with. But when you put down my there, the Mickey Lord switch comes on, and
and most people are like that. Like I'm like that too. I'm a real mellow off stage. On stage, I'm just like because that's what the stage does. It just turns you into something that you just never dreamed of becoming, and because it just takes over, and you don't even realize that you're connected to a crowd. You're making these faces. You're banging your head, and it's just like wow.
Very few people can understand that, and unless you have lived it.
Unless you lived it, yeah.
And they don't understand this duality of it's duality. It's just there's things you express, and you express them differently. Better than that. Than to go, you know, beat up people.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand like music and even performing, whether you're performing as an actor or a musician, it's an outlet, you know, and you are expressing, you know, if you have dark thoughts or if you're a dark person or whatever, you put that in the music, and then it takes the power away from it as far as being anything real that can hurt somebody, you know, when it comes to, you know, being violent. Like, you know, if you're acting violent on stage, it's an expression of the art form of what, you know, you're kind of like a mirroring how the world is around you, but you're not acting in that world. You're acting it all on the stage. That's why they say leave it all on the stage, because that's what you're doing. You're taking all that angst and all that, you know, even joy, just sadness, and you're just putting it on the stage, and that way it just stays there and doesn't hurt anybody.
Absolutely, Eric. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
I'm glad I get. Again, I just want to say how easy and how great it is to always have conversations with you.
Yeah, you too, man.
It's great when we relate.
I'm so glad that we connected too, because like I said, the only time I think I ever met you was way back when, and you probably don't even remember it, like when you used to work at Lip Service, and me and Tony would come by and chat with you for a little bit, and Tony mostly always there, but I went with him a couple of times, but he's like, yeah, Mickey gave me some good advice, you know, because we had just moved into LA, and like, yeah, he's so cool.
Oh my god.
And then we were getting into the Glamour Punks, and you guys kind of influenced our look too, because when we showed up in LA, we were kind of more like, we were glam, but we were kind of more like that Pretty Boy Floyd style glam or whatever. And then we saw your guys' flyers, London After Midnight flyers, like, oh shit, we got to go big, man. We got to put the fucking hair out, put the black lipstick on, fucking with little dots and shit. You know? So yeah, you guys definitely influenced us and a lot of bands, and you know.
But then I'm so glad that the impact it has, you know, you wrote, and the friendship that sustained through the year.
Yeah.
And that we're able to talk today like this, and to me, that's one of the awards, you know.
Yeah, and anytime, brother, you know.
Dude, come on, man.
Hell yeah, man. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I always wonder, wonder what it's like now. Like, you know, obviously every era, like 80s and the 90s and stuff, has like those bands on the scene of Sunset that are influencing these other newer bands that are coming along. I just wonder I haven't been there so long. I wonder what the scene is like now as far as bands. Like, is there another Glamour Punks influence another young band, or another Rat or Motley Crue influence? And you know what I mean? It's just like, it's weird to think that because of the internet, it just seems like that's impossible to even be a possibility, you know. Like,
well, okay. Well, since you asked, I am going to plug in a band that I think has been somehow influenced by the Glamour Punks. Definitely, the band that could definitely take over in other times and other circumstances. I think they could have taken over, like. And they're a Montreal-based band. They're called the Snatchers.
Oh, the Snatchers. Okay.
Yeah. If you go to Music Bandcamp or their music is not on Spotify yet. And when I got wind of these guys, I contacted the singer. I said, you know what? You guys are fucking badass. And I even talked about collaborating with them.
Yeah.
Like go, like either play on stage with them or they're like doing some studio, appearance solo there and there. But the Snatchers, I hands down the Snatchers. People.
I'll check them out. Have they been able to play in Hollywood yet or anything, or get outside of Montreal? Yeah,
they're based in Montreal in the East Coast, but they play the shit out of the club circuits over there, and they have something else. That energy, that angst.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Snatchers.
I'll have to check them out. Maybe I'll get them on the metal block and they can spread them around the U.S. a little.
Yeah, they're more, like I said, they're really punk.
Which is cool.
Like punk, but they have this unique style of writing. Because their songs are not that short. That's one thing. They have longer songs, but they're fucking fury.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't heard bands so unique in a long time. So.
It's probably just a matter of time before they take off. I mean, that's a good thing about Bandcamp. There's so many. I discover a lot of bands myself on Bandcamp that I become fans of. Because it's just such a great. More than like say YouTube or Spotify or something. Just there's so many good bands on Bandcamp, and I like the idea that Bandcamp's going to start allowing bands to sell vinyl and like print on demand vinyl records or CDs and stuff. Which is I don't know when that's going to happen, but they're working on that to where if you want to sell your vinyl, you don't have to make a bunch in bulk. You could just the fan can buy the album as a print, and they press it as it's ordered. Like print on demand, I guess, press on demand. So it's gonna it might be a little bit more expensive than a regular vinyl, but it'd be cool to have some of that stuff on vinyl. I'm a vinyl guy, so
vinyl, that
CDs, vinyl, even cassettes, even shit.
I even maybe I'm a bit not. I see radio station playing vinyl songs.
Yeah.
Difference.
Yeah.
Like there's something about vinyls that I mean, all the frequencies and all the some of the components of a song that are there.
Yeah.
Here on CD.
Yeah. Plus, there's nothing like sitting on your bed and just put on a vinyl. Don't skip any songs. Just get lost in the artwork and the liner notes and the lyrics.
Yes.
That's the beauty of it.
We come up from that,
Yeah. You can hold it in your hands. They can't take it away from you. Like if you try to find a record on Spotify or iTunes, we don't have that particular record because the record label or the catalog, copyright stuff. Where if you own that record, then it's yours forever.
And that kind of saddens me. I had someone ask me, do you have Glamour Punks on vinyl? Like, no, it's
fairly cheap to press on vinyl these days too. I was thinking about doing like my stuff on vinyl, just to have in my own collection, press it, like maybe 100 of them or something. I think you can get like 200 vinyls for like less than $500.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like simple sleeve, whatever. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm a man. So, anything else you got coming up? Like, what's 2025 look like as far as I know? You got the show on June 1st, right? 2025.
June
Viper.
Sorry, it's okay. June 7th, 2025.
June 7th. I don't know. Yeah, June 1st was the last time.
It's okay. June 5 at 10 o'clock. It's at the Viper Room, Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
There's deals you can, for those who want to, book in advance. There's deals where you can, you can rent some places. Of course, places are expensive to. A hotel are more expensive into the area. So if I would fly from, I would rent a hotel maybe more out of the city.
Yeah, or Airbnb.
There, Airbnb or something like that.
Yeah.
if not, then the Uber service are very good.
Yeah.
I have a couple of contacts if anybody need that. I have great Uber drivers I can recommend.
Nice.
The thing that people do is they rent at the Montrose. Like the guys who are in the band playing, most of them rent at the Montrose.
Okay.
They rent a hotel room at the Montrose.
Yeah.
It's a very cool hotel by the venue, but it's expensive. But then again, like I said, people can rent, Airbnb, that kind of solution with Uber. That could be a cool alternative because it's still coming to Hollywood, and also it's a time where we're going to be like playing a very special set with 3 new songs, and we're going to have time to hang out, friends with the fans, and that's going to be something to remember for a long time.
Yeah. And you're gonna have that VIP. You're gonna have that meet and greet or whatever.
Yeah. Everybody will be able to come to the greet. Not going to make it official, but there's going to be a place for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the mode of, okay, I'm playing, and after that,
boom. Yeah.
I'm hanging out with the people.
Yeah.
I can even hang out before the set and after the set, like both times. And I also want to thank everybody that's been, supportive towards us all these years. People who want to buy our merch, they can go to swag66.bigcartel.com.
Nice.
And then there's Demon Doll Records for those. Actually, our CDs are on sales. There's a sale. Doll Records right now for the 2 CDs.
Yeah. And those are out there. I'll drop the links in the description. You can see the links in the description. That way.
Oh, that's nice. I'll do it on my.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody that listens to what we do. And what we do is what we do as the band, but what we do as doing interview stuff.
Yep.
It's a lot of work, Eric, and you're doing a great job.
Yeah, have fun doing it. Like I said, it's all about meeting people and getting to know them, and also not only that, just getting the word out to them. Because I hear so many times people say music's dead, there's nothing out there, everything's this or that, it's all hip hop and rap now. It's like, no, there's good shit out there. I'm going to tell you about it.
Yeah, there is. It's just that the medium is different now. The medium way of communicating is very different.
Yeah.
There is
it's a massive sea of everybody on the internet.
There's a massive metal, punk, rock, and all genres everywhere in the world. It's just that people have it's not advertised. It's not showcased as it used to be. MTV not present anymore. So it's there, but
the
hungry, angry, talented kids that are putting out great music out there. I'll use the example of the Snatchers again. There are tons of these talented guys, new generation doing great music. We're always going to be in good hands. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you again for being on here. And you're always welcome back. We're going to have you back on again. But I want to hear after the show what went on and the chaos. Hell yeah, that's what we're talking about. And so Mickey Lord, the Glamour Punks, get out there and check them out. Like I said, you'll see the links and stuff. And also June 7th, 2025 at the Viper Room. What time again? You guys are going on? What time are you guys going on again at the Viper Room?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah. So get there early so you can get a good spot up front and all that good stuff. And
there you go.
Pass for groupies. Yeah. All right, brothers. Horns up and peace out.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find this little button here.